Guys, every so often you run into something so different in this hobby that you just gotta kind of cock your head and go, what the hell is that? Guys, I give to you the Companucci. It's an 8-scale on-road car that there is literally next to nothing in this world for information on this thing. There's a couple old videos. It turns out, they came with their own case, all the goodies. There was an electric version. There was a 2-stroke version. And yeah, guys, this thing is a 3.5 cc 2-stroke. Let me get this thing stopped. We'll go through some of the details on it. So guys, there's a couple of really cool things on here. If nothing else, you've got a super easy to get to mixture needle. You got a really easy to get to thumb screw for your idle speed. She's backplated, and I watched a couple of videos. I watched Rob Rismo's video, and it turns out to start this thing, you just hammer on this nut here with the 10 mil clockwise. This is just like an idler spur, and it's clearly on a one-way bearing because it only moves one direction, but it's loose. So this washer back here bottoms out on the shaft, and this little gear right here, it goes right to the clutch bell. Another cool thing, it's got the Companucci branded Sanyo. It's a double pack LiPo, or not LiPo, but NiCad, and it has 2 leads on it. This one doesn't have any on-off switch, but if you plug it into the ignition box and plug it into my FlySky, hey, everything works. Both servos are good, and she runs. And the rear suspension of this thing is kind of trippy. You're using your upper control arm as your shock mount. It's got a little tie bar back there for your toe, then it's got a full lower control arm. And how the thing works is it just it compresses, and it's got a sway bar on the back of it. It's got really cool little tires on it. They're actually branded, let's see if I get some light on these things. Compagnucci. Kind of cool. And if you look at them, rear tire, a lot of offset. Front tire, not much offset. Another thing kind of cool, that in that fan shroud, I don't know if you can see it in there, there's a little cog running off the crankshaft, and it drives that little cooling fan. Thought that was kind of interesting. Your return spring is just literally screwed into a Phillips head screw through these 2 bulkheads. It's a 3-belt system, so it's kind of reminds me a lot of a RS42 or a Super. Check it out. She got Pirelli belts on her. 3-belt belts on this thing are in really good shape, so this thing either had the belts changed or, it was never used. But crazy stuff. Another interesting thing is the fuel tank. So the fuel tank itself, that's part of the chassis. This piece uses a 2.5 mil on the top. To remove it, I had to take it off. It was full of nasty mud, and the filler is this little goofy thing. It's like pit stop fill. You push it down, that's how you get fuel in it. Push it up, it's on a spring and an O-ring. Now, interesting about this thing is I got it running, but it kept stalling. It kept stalling. But if I took this little vent hose and put it in my mouth and blew some pressure into the tank, she'd run just fine. So I did the right thing, did the crazy thing, maybe the dumb thing. But I drilled a hole in the muffler. I put a it was a 3.0 50 thread in there. I grabbed the pressure fitting off of one of the mufflers in the Horde, ran a pressure pipe to the vent, and she runs fine. She makes a noise. She does the thing. So guys, what I'm gonna do next is, she's got diffs front and rear, which is kind of interesting when you think about it for an on-road. And there's clearly one-way bearings all over this thing, but let me get you guys set up on a tripod. I'm gonna fire this thing up. All right, guys, so I do not have any Brap juice here, but I do have some Byron 20%. So it's a 2-stroke, it'll run on nitro, no issue. So let me go and get the ignition plugged in. Okay, and let me go and get the receiver plugged in. Let me get my transmitter on. Throttle brake, and I'm priming this thing just like a nitro, so I'm gonna squeeze the exhaust tip, crank it till I see fuel, and then So guys, I'm heading back to the guy's house on Saturday in hopes that he has more parts to this car. I'm hoping he's got the case, he's got the body, he's got the fuel filler. I don't care about the controller. It's kind of funny because the battery is Mark Sanyo and it's got it had Airtronics electronics in it. It's still got the Airtronics servos, but Airtronics and Companucci are evidently somehow in bed on this thing, because I do know that Airtronics was always an Italian company. But guys, I'm going to do a couple more videos on this thing because it is got, I mean, of all the stuff we got in the last 2 weeks, this has got to be the most intriguing, because everything else I wanted, I know what it is. This one, I have never seen it before. All right, guys, I will see you on the next one.